All right, Zach.
All right.
Zach, where are you from originally? Where'd you grow up?
Originally, I'm from St. Charles, Missouri, near the St. Louis region. Uh, I grew up pretty much in like white suburbia. Like not much to it, like middle class, not really upper class, not really lower. But I always tend to find myself towards the lower parts of the neighborhood. Even though I was in middle class or whatever.
Why are you attracted to that?
Um, I think because people are more humble, more honest. They are what they are. The people out here like us, like on Skid Row, are poor people. We are, you see we are. You know who they are. They're out there every day living it. No offense to upper class people, but Ted Bundy was a fucking serial killer, and he was a lawyer and a political white guy. People hide stuff like that. I think people out here that are poor naturally humble because they gotta be honest. They don't really have no choice.
More down to earth, more honest.
Yeah, yeah.
What was your family like?
My family, well, my mom, my dad were 16, 17 when they had me. My dad got thrown out of the Navy from drinking. My mom, obviously, a party or two. So by the time I was 6 months old, I was given up for adoption to my grandparents on my dad's side. Uh, when basically because they couldn't take care of me when I was younger, and you know my dad lived with my grandpa till he was like 30s. My mom in prison. So I stayed with them.
Your parents were into drugs?
Oh yeah, my dad just died actually just recently, a year and a half ago now, from heart failure, from meth. Well, he had bad cholesterol and all that other stuff, but like basically it was meth too. My mom was my first heroin dealer. Like she's a raging opiate addict. I had to go 2 feet across from the trail and be like, "Mom, let me get some heroin." You know what I'm saying? Like it's terrible. My bonding experience between my fucking mom and dad were shooting up together. That's how we had Christmas. you know.
What kind of teenager were you?
Well, with my pops, he's depression era guy, man. 12 brothers and sisters. He's strictly old school. You know what I'm saying? Like I have only work ethic as him. You know what I'm saying? Like he was basically your bread and butter guy. I go to work, I put the food on the table, I come home, I sleep. That's it, pretty much. The man could rebuild the car, but couldn't run no fucking washer or dryer. It was insane to me. So my grandma died when I was in third grade. So it pretty much left me pretty much solitary growing up as a child. From probably 10 to almost 18, I didn't really fucking have anyone upbringing me. My grandpa kind of went recluse. My whole family left. It was just me in fucking my room with the Super Nintendo, and that's what kind of was my best friend. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my problems now because of that, and not having the social skills, and not getting out and exercising, stuff like that.
Did you graduate?
Huh?
You graduate high school?
Actually, I didn't. I quit on purpose, actually, with a credit to go. I got drunk, and I told my English teacher, who was only 2 years older than me at the time when I was in high school, that she was a shit English teacher and couldn't teach Beowulf for shit. And then she got mad at me, and then I recited it to her in fucking German, and she fucking threw me out. And I said, "Fuck you guys, I don't need you." So my own fucking pride got in the way there of letting me finish up. But I did get my GED later on. Actually aced it first test. Didn't even have to take a practice, whatever. And then I taught guys in Job Corps, where I taught GED. I tutored it to actually inner city black youth.
When did drugs start for you?
When did drugs start? Um, Drugs. Well, I started drinking. Was the first thing I ever did. I was 16. I with my buddies in a football field, and I drank 16 beers in 2.5 hours. And I was like, from then on, I loved the shit, dude. I couldn't have enough of it. I could never drink enough. It was on. And that's basically what started everything. I started smoking weed, and the weed led to other shit, like coke or, whatever. It didn't matter. I'd trade anything. Like I'd have a bag of weed for, oh, you got a bag of pills? Cool, here, I'll give you a bag of weed for it. I was the one-stop prescription shop, dude. I tried it all. I was like, I'm gonna try everything once. I like the chemical change. I like to tell people what chemical substance releases your inability to fucking think. Mine was alcohol. Like, I mean, all drugs inhibit you at some point, but like that was what really made me a bad person, I think. And I haven't been drinking, but like, you know, then I dealt with speed for a long time. I mean, but I was working 75 hours a week doing speed. You know, I never missed a day of work. So like, you know, it was battling back and forth, and recently it just mostly has been my diabetes that's been knocking me out the most. Because you can't really be diabetic and homeless and also have a drinking and drug problem. It's like, you might as well just sign up for death, you know? And so I went on a rampage for a long time, like when I was, I guess, 23, I want to say, after I was 23. Like
I should take off the cap.
Yeah, I don't do that much because my head, I've been hit a lot.
You went on a rampage?
Yeah, like when I really started using drugs, like a lot of them and different ones and stuff, because I just got out of Job Corps, and I got my license as a pharmacy technician, actually, in Job Corps. I went 2.5 years and practiced pharmacy there, and I just decided that I didn't want to do it anymore because I was getting paid more as a cook, and I could get high as a cook. I couldn't smoke weed as a fucking farm tech. They wouldn't let you. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just cook. And while I was just drinking all the party drugs and everything, having it at my house, I started using intravenously because I was diabetic. And that's when it, like, you know, that's when I was going to say drugs took off, when I started using intravenously, because it's a whole new ball game, you know. And I was the best guy to get high with, you know. Hey, give me your shit, it's legal. They can't do nothing to me. And I got script for it. You know, I got free drugs every day for it, just to fucking hang out and get high with them, you know. Like, and it got to the point to where I just got tired of living, and I had my own mom went out and got me enough heroin to kill myself. She knew she did, and she wouldn't even like sit around for it. She got it and left out the door. And I fucking OD'd the first time when I was like 23, and I did it purposely. And I'll never forget the last thing I said to my brother was, "Man, it feels like fucking Disneyland." And I smacked my face off the side of the fucking TV and died right there in the spine. Looked like Mike Tyson just waved my ass out, dude. I woke up, you know, and after that experience happened to me, that's when I first tried to like get my life on track. I guess off drugs, alcohol, and partying and all that. But you know, I never had much guidance in that, really. You know, I never been in trouble really either to make me have to get serious. Like, I've never been court ordered to stop doing drugs. I've never been, you know, put in jail for longer than a period of 2-3 days. You know, I'm not saying that I shouldn't be, but, you know, I've always been able to either squeeze it out or just, like, you know, make sure I cover my tracks, whatever you want to call it. But I've gotten lucky to where I don't know, I just never had to do it, I guess. No one's ever made me, like, or showed me the way. So I just kept doing it. And the past couple years, actually, is the first time I've actually trying to get sober. And I see some people's lives in the past 4 years, actually, trying to get sober like this. And I can't seem to get it right myself.
What are you using now?
Huh?
What are you using now?
Right now? I used a little meth mostly. Marijuana, honestly. Meth was my main thing there for a second. Alcohol was pretty bad there when I first got here. Not bad, I mean, but I was having at least a couple a day at least or more. And it really messes up my diabetes. I was a heroin addict for 2 years straight. Like, slammed heroin, I quit that. I mean, I've done every drug in the book, but the thing I struggle with most right now is probably meth. And depression. I mean, like, honestly, drugs are probably one of the catalysts to everybody's problem but my main problem is myself. I fucking get depressed or I get just whatever and I just don't care and I'll binge use.
If the depression wasn't in place, you wouldn't have the drug problem?
I think if I had more like therapeutic stuff, yeah, like more mental stability as far as, you know, going to therapy class, you know, psychologist, stuff like that, and versus to where I've let it got to this point to where it's like, you know, now I don't even want to really go because I get anxiety and then, you know, it causes a whole ordeal. That's where I think that the drugs help me the most is whenever I open up more, whenever I'm not, you know, sober. It's easier for me. But yeah, no, I don't think if my depression was there really that I'd have a drug problem, because when I wasn't depressed, actually when I'm the happiest, I smoke weed, that's about it. And I don't really use other drugs. Like honestly, the last time I actually used drugs like purposely, not just because they were there or given to me, or like I really need to get drugs, was probably like 2-3 months ago. I think I just was having a moment and I just was like, I need to go use drugs. Usually people just give them to me and shit, man. I'm just part of the fucking crew, you know? I don't even have to ask. I just walk outside, dude, and you get drugs. I fucking told the doctor that this last time, dude, when he wouldn't give me any pain prescription because I tested positive for meth. And I was like, look, man, I was like, yeah, I do meth, whatever, but obviously it's not opiates. I'm not in here begging for it. But I was like, you know, if I want drugs, dude, I'll just walk outside. I can go get them faster from them than I can get them from you. I was like, that ain't the point. I was like, the point is I'm in legit pain. So do you want me to go take a chance, take a hit and die? Or are you going to give me shit that I know it's at least in it, and at least let me go to sleep? And the guy actually gave me drugs. He legit gave me morphine right after that. Man, I've learned that it's not, to me, I don't care about the drugs, man. Honestly, like, they are the catalyst, like I said, of most problems. But like, if I could just get a consistent, like, routine and like a circle that I can trust, then I'm good. But like, that's my problem. I fucking lost so many trust and people betrayed me so many times. I'm just like, trust nobody. Ask questions later, you know, what's your angle? What are in the drugs you're using? I have to use the drugs because if I don't, then you think I'm a cop and then I'm in a fight.
Are you on the streets now?
Huh?
Are you on the streets?
No, I'm at the Wine Guard, actually. I've been there for the past 4.5 months.
You have housing?
I'm trying to get housing, yeah. I had threatened to kill myself to get to this point, actually. But it's ridiculous. I started in Diamond Bar when I got here in Orange County. And I got to Skid Row. They sent me here on Christmas. They didn't even tell me about it. I was in what's called a recuperative care center for my homelessness and diabetes, because my diabetes is so bad. Like, I take 4 shots of insulin a day. I used to weigh 250 pounds. Like, yeah, I was a big dude. I was, you know, I was really, really, really out of shape a large portion of my life. And it affected me later. The drugs and the drinking, actually, I think the drinking made my diabetes come to fruition. Drinking so much that I drank my pancreas into submission. And it just like, I lost half my body weight. You know, people are like, oh, he's on drugs. I wasn't even doing drugs at the time. I was just going to the bathroom 14 times a day. And I exhibit a lot of the same signs as someone who's on drugs when you got really bad diabetes symptoms. My sugar levels hit 636 when I went. Yeah. So normal person's is 85 to 125, right? I was 6 times the normal level. Doctor was like, how are you even standing? I was like, I don't know, man. I just worked through it. You know, ate a couple band pills and went on about my business. You know, don't bitch about it. That's what my pops said. And found out that I had neuropathy. I couldn't feel my feet. I still got it. And that's why it was like, I didn't know I was in pain. And it debilitated me. And that's what started my heroin addiction, was my neuropathy. I was doing opiates and shit, and I was like, it ended up bad. But I took what was it? I took 150 milligrams of morphine And that's what the doctor told me. That's how they figured out I had what's it's called. I forget what it's called. Some kind of ability where you process drugs faster than normal people from pain tolerance. But he gave me 150 milligrams of morphine, and it didn't affect me for almost an hour and a half. They gave me an anesthesia when my appendix burst. It was supposed to keep me out for 3.5 days. I woke up in 2.5 hours. They were like, "You shouldn't even be up." So, I chalk it up to just being a seasoned user, but it's some kind of condition where I synthesize them faster. I don't know what it is, but I think it's the only thing that's kept me alive for my opiate addiction. I just get it out before it kills me. I mean, I died last week, actually. That's why I went to the hospital. Right out here, that's why I didn't talk to you. I was smoking some speed with a guy, and it was bad speed. I didn't know what was in it. Woke up out front and scared the shit out of me, you know? Like, I think that's what gets me now the most about being out here using drugs. The guys, they don't care. It's not about business no more. You're just a number. There's another one to replace you. You're just a number now. There's no loyalty. There's no, you're another guy out there. They don't give a fuck what happens to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that one way or another, Skid Row will figure itself out. But if we don't band together soon, then it's going to be bad for everyone in the whole world.
How old are you?
Me? 35.
35.
35, yeah.
You have kids?
No kids, to my knowledge.
You been in love before?
Huh?
You been in love before?
Oh, yeah. I've only had, I consider love and relationships only 4 serious relationships in my life. If we make it past 6 months, that's serious. If we make it past a year, we're practically married. I've only been with 4 women longer than a period of a year in my life. And 4 years is the longest I ever made it, 4.5. And both of them were messed up relationships, like they were broken, I'm broken, drug problems, it's like, they both live in Las Vegas too, which is funny now. You're in the same area. And it's a weird game that I love. I've been in love, I think like twice, for real. And then I just gave up on it. It's just too hard. I don't feel like doing it anymore. Too much invested time and then feelings, and I'm just like numb to it now, I guess. It also helps me get off the street. First time I was homeless, I went 6 months without women, drinking, swearing, all that stuff. Got off the street and everything. Got myself a job, slept behind there for 2 weeks. It was good. It was in Vegas. And just all hit the floor again once I get with women. So what I think is love is probably not the right one.
What's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret, I forget what I said last time. It was good. My biggest regret actually is not seeing more of the world and adventuring more. There's so much of it, and I've only seen so little of it. Just the States. I want to see more, as much as I can. And I guess, not living every moment I can to the fullest. Because, for example, last week, it might be your last day. You never know. I fucking want to make sure that whatever I was doing last, I'm good with it,
Zach, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
My important. That no matter what happens out there in this world, the world will go on, with or without you. So the moment you think that you're so significant or you're so important that the world needs you, everything else, nothing really does. It will live without you. It will move on. So I think that everyone should just move on with the world, roll with the punches, And that's our problem. Whoever wants to be individual, we need to just roll with it together.
All right. Zach, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you, Martin.
Wish you lots of luck out here.
All right.
Thanks.